Hi, good day. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Liz. I'm a dental therapist. I talk about our health. I talk about the things you need to know and the things you need to do to have a healthy teeth and a healthy smile always. So if you're new to my channel, you're welcome. If you're new to my channel, welcome back. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So today I'll be discussing about how to prepare for the dental therapist registration board exam. So if you've not written your board exam before, if you're still a dental therapist student, or if you're preparing to write your professional board exam, or you've written it before but there was a mistake somewhere, this video is for you. Preparing for dental therapist board exam is your pathway to passing the board exam. So we are going to talk about 5 different ways to prepare yourself very well for this exam. Number 1 is registering for the exam. When you are done with your internship, the next thing is board exam, so you can get your permanent license. But you can't write the board exam without registering for it. The first set writes in March, the second set writes in August, and you can register from your school where you graduated. Then the other step is getting yourself ready. Just after registering for the exam, you go back and sit down. You have to prepare your mind, prepare your body, prepare your soul and your spirit to accept that you're going to write an exam that will give you that license to practice your profession without fear. You know, as a professional, you ought to have your license before you practice. And when you're done with your training and once you're done with your internship, you can't practice. If you practice without your license, that's quackery. That's why this board exam preparation and registration and the exam, it is very, very important to you as a professional. The next thing is gathering the exam materials. And what are the examples of the exam materials? Examples are gathering information from those that have written before, getting past questions. Yeah, sometimes they do repeat some past questions, or some questions will be similar to some of the exams that I've written before in the past. So gathering past questions from online, the past questions are online. So the next one is reading your books. As a dental therapist, while you were training, you were taught major courses or major things you ought to know as a dental therapist. So these are the courses that you will read. These are the topics texts about dental therapy, the history of dental therapy. Also, all you need to know about the dental diseases, oral diseases, everything that you were taught concerning your profession as a dental therapist. These are the things you will read. You're a dental therapist, so they won't be asking you things about civil engineers. They won't be asking you questions about architects, things that concerns them. The major questions that they will be asking you are things concerning you as a dental therapist, your everyday experience while in school, what you will commonly see in the clinic, some clinical presentations and observations, everything you've learned as a dental therapist. That is what they will be asking. So these are the major courses that you ought to read. Alright, before we proceed to the next step, let me tell you this. The exams are normally structured into 3 parts. The first one, they call it the paper A, which is objective and subjective part. The paper B is known as the theory part, the theory questions, which you ought to answer, write in your own terms, define and what you know. Then the last part, the last paper is the practical, and this practical is mostly, it was working on a patient before, but they have changed, they have restructured it now. So it is based on what we know as OSCE. So this OSCE is known as the Objective Structural Clinical Examination. This is how the practical part of the board exam is structured. So this method of practical is so that they will set out instruments, they will spread different instruments labeled in different alphabets. So your own part is to identify. Some questions will come as identify what the instrument is, or identify and list their uses. Sometimes they will only ask you to state the uses of the instrument labeled. So this is how the practical is, and it's expected that you know all these instruments. These instruments are the instruments that you mostly found in the clinic, that you work with always in the clinic as a dental therapist. Even while you were doing your internship, while you were training in school, you were seeing all these instruments. So all these ones, they will not bring instruments used by civil engineers to come and place for you and ask you to identify it. No, they will only place instruments that you use, that they believe you're familiar with as a dental therapist. While preparing for board exam, you don't wear corporate to the exam. So they have a compulsory choosing uniform and color of the uniform that you can wear to the exam. So it is only a blue scrub. So the dental therapist board have chosen blue scrub for all those that are planning to write the board exam. So you can only wear your blue scrub, and make sure you get your blue scrub ready before the exam. You get them ready, well sewn, well ironed, neatly packaged. You must wear a sleeve inside, a long sleeve polo, and it must be a turtleneck. So you wear it and wear your short sleeve scrub on top. So that's the attire for the board exam. That's the uniform. You must appear in that way, irrespective of the school you're coming from. You must appear in your blue scrub with your shirt, a turtleneck shirt, and also that must be a long sleeve. So you must appear. So get them ready before the exam. If you don't have scrub, you look for someone that can sew a fitted one for you. Last one is your ability to identify instruments. You don't wait till the exam day before you start learning or rehearsing, or maybe you've been long you've seen your dental instruments, or you worked with your dental instruments. You don't wait for the exam day, before you get to see all those instruments. You can go to different dental clinics, maybe private or where you did your internship. When you get there, you ask them to permit you to observe, to learn more about the instruments they are working with. You can also go online, browse about dental instruments used by dental therapists. You will see all these things online. Get used to it. Get used to their names. Get used to their functions, so that on the exam day, when you see some of those instruments, maybe they were not common to you where you were training, but because you've seen them online, you read them online, you've seen them in different dental clinics before the exam, it won't be difficult for you to identify and state their uses. So I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching, and please share with your colleagues, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.